cars 3 years earlier than previously disclosed. The defect has been linked to at least 12 deaths. Joining me now from Rochester, New York is Lauren Fix. She is an automotive analyst and founder of Automotive Aspects. Lauren, great to see you. Thank you for your time. Good to see you.
Thank you, Tony. Good to hear from you.
Pleasure. So, Lauren, do you think GM is doing enough to address and then fix this situation?
Well, I think that the fault is a chunk of GM, but I also think it's National Highway Traffic Safety Administration that let this fall through the cracks. You can call it NHTSA Gate if you want, because you know someone's going to label it at some point.
It's going to have a gate on it, yeah.
But the fact is that it's got to have a gate on it somewhere, right? At some point back in 2001, we're now finding that far back in pre-production, when they were working on the Saturns, they found that there was a problem with the ignition switch. Someone in engineering reported it. Delphi, who was the manufacturer of the switch at the time, said, we'll come up with another replacement. They did, and it was still having problems, even with a heavier spring and different bearings that were inside the ignition switch. Sadly, they went out to production, and now we have 1.6 million cars worldwide, over 1.3 million cars just in North America. We've had 13 deaths and untold accidents, and unfortunately, this falls on GM for one, not coming down on this earlier. Of course, they were in a bad position. Think about 2004, 2005, and they made a replacement switch in 2006. But until then, they could have said something. They were in financial struggles.
That's
the
right.
government took them over, if we all remember that, with our tax dollars. And the problem was, if this had got to the press, think about it, back in that time era when all the manufacturers were struggling, this could have been a nail in the coffin to GM. And now, Mary Barra is in charge of the CEO, and she has to take the bull by the horns. I think it's more like a monster. And I want to see what she can do. I think that the products are there. They're certainly building quality products with Buick and Cadillac and GMC and Chevy. Now they're down to 4 brands. But $500 down on a car is only a small bandage on a very large problem that this is not over with. This is going in front of the government. You've got Justice Department involved and a lot of other senators standing up and saying, probably not the senators from Michigan, but other senators in Washington will definitely stand up and make a stink about this. And I think the problem is GM's going to take the brunt of it, when really part of this blame belongs in the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration for just somehow it didn't get to them. The information didn't get to them. They didn't ask for more. They didn't investigate. And we as consumers are the ones that are paying the price. And this is negligent. I mean, we have deaths involved here. This is not something that's, you know, just something simple.
And something, as you mentioned, that it's not going away anytime soon. Lauren, appreciate it. Good to talk to you as always. Lauren Fix, she is an automotive analyst and founder of Automotive Aspects. Lauren, thank you. China says Malaysia's government is disorderly and unfocused in the search for Flight 370, but is that a